Okay, hello everyone. Today we're here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 in JustFlight's Piper Aero 3. We have a 50 nautical mile flight from Foxtrot Delta 08 Antiquers Aerodrome to 64 Foxtrot Alpha Naked Lady Ranch. Both of those are air parks where you can land your plane and park it right in your driveway. It must be the life. We'll be flying VFR, and it'll be a nice and easy flight compared to some of our more recent complex flights, although we do have a Class Charlie transition right at the beginning through Palm Beach. So let's hop into the pilot seat and get started. Antiquers Aerodrome is a recommendation from a friend of the channel, Dixieland Farms. His channel is linked in my favorites, so be sure to check it out. JustFlight released a patch for the Aero, which includes checklists now, in-game checklists. So we'll be using their checklist instead of mine, although they still don't have cameras, so I added my own integrated camera views to their checklist. For today's flight, we're departing from an untowered field. We're going to head east towards the shore until we get clearance to transition the Class Charlie airspace to the north. I'm expecting that we'll overfly the field, probably at 2,500 feet. I-95 runs north to our destination, so we are going to follow it. We won't need any nav aids. It's a simple VFR flight. Since both fields look more like neighborhoods than airports from the air, they're going to be a bit hard to spot, so that will be our challenge. Naked Lady Ranch is boxed in by I-95 and 714, so we will know that we're in the neighborhood. When searching for the airport info, I googled Naked Lady, Florida, and I recommend that you do not do that. Comms are simple for this. Antiquer is private and doesn't have a CTAF, so we will use 122.9er. And on COM 2, normally we'd have guard, but we're going to dial in Palm Beach approach because we'll be speaking to them as soon as we get to 1,000 feet. Antiquer traffic, Piper 359 Golf Charlie, taxi, runway 9, Antiquer. Clear left. Clear ahead. Clear right. And you can see we've got CFI Monica with us again for this flight. With JustFlight's patch, they've fixed the linking so that you can change the appearance with the co-pilot setting. We'll go through a quick run-up before taking the field. One of the nice things about my exercise to make my own checklist is I learned how to edit checklists. So even though I really liked the job that JustFlight did on the checklist, it was missing cameras. But I was just able to paste in mine from my existing checklist. Antiquer traffic, Piper 359 Golf Charlie, departing runway 9, straight out departure, climbing 2,500, Antiquer. This is a pretty nice grass field, and I haven't flown out of a lot of grass fields in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so it's fun to take off from one for a change. In my last flight, I flew out of Teterboro, and you know, I've noticed the squirreliness seems to depend on the airport. So I don't know if they have different like friction settings for the runways, but here everything feels pretty firm on the grass, and I had no trouble at all with the rudder here as we rotated. We need to get enough altitude to show up on Palm Beach's radar before we contact them with the request for the clearance, so we're going to head east towards the shore until we get to at least 1,000 feet. As usual, we're streaming live ATC from liveatc.net for the tower that we're flying out of, or in this case near, which is Palm Beach. Palm Beach approach, November 359 Golf Charlie, 1 mile west of Boynton Beach at 1,000, request North Class Charlie transition. Squawk 2313 and ident, Piper 9er Golf Charlie. While I'm identing here, Monica just asked if I ever plan on putting my gear up because those 3 green lights are still on, and I missed that on climb out. Alright, we're going to transition midfield at 2,500, so we need to spend a little more time here turning around to get up to 2,500 as we enter their airspace. We are on track, so let's sit back and enjoy some of that awesome Flight Simulator scenery. as predicted, it was hard to spot the field at the end there, and I ended up flying in circles a couple times until I laid eyes on the grass field. So it was fun to do a nice and easy VFR flight and enjoy some of the scenery along the way, and it was cool to have a change of location. So we've been flying in New York lately, and today we're in Florida. So if you enjoy content like this, be sure to click that like button, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, as always, for flying along with me, and stay tuned for further flight adventures.